UFL is finally here for players to enjoy, but has the wait been worth it? UFL is a free-to-play football game that prides itself on play-to-win over pay-to-win. Now available worldwide for the first time, we've put UFL to the test to see how it feels and also see how it compares to its biggest rival in the football gaming scene, EA FC 25. UFL was originally meant to be released in September, but Strikerz opted to push back the release date to December after receiving, well, not such positive feedback from the last round of beta testing. I've played 3 different betas of UFL, so does the full game feel like an improvement, or is there still work to be done? When you first load into UFL, the first thing you are prompted to do is create a team name, and that's because an ultimate team-like game mode is currently the only game mode available alongside offline local play. If you played any of the UFL betas, then the progress you made in those does not carry over. Visually, the menus are really clean, they're extremely easy to navigate. When you load into the game, you are given your starter squad containing a bunch of low-rated players. Now, the first thing I did was head to the transfer market, and this is where you can view all the players in UFL. There are over 15,000 licensed players in the game, with Lionel Messi and UFL ambassador Cristiano Ronaldo both 91 rated alongside some of football's biggest stars. To purchase players, you need both credit points, also known as CP, and reputation points, also known as RP. There are in-game purchases in UFL, so you can buy CP along with league points, also known as LP, but this doesn't mean you can buy the best players. RP can only be earned by playing the game itself. The higher your division, the more RP you get per game, meaning the better you play, the better players you can buy. UFL and Adidas have partnered up, meaning a bunch of Adidas kits are available, and UFL also has a few official club licenses, meaning you can get the real-life badges, kits, and stadiums of these authentic clubs. Skins are one of my favourite features in UFL. You may think at first that the squad page is a little bit dull, but with skins you can customize each card with cool animations and much more. Skins also gives players skill boosts, so these are really important. Players in UFL also have certain skills that they excel in, similar to playstyles in FC 25. For example, Virgil van Dijk is level 4 in Air King, Interceptor and Claimer, increasing his chances of winning high balls, interceptions and tackles respectively. When it comes to playing the game, there are 4 ways that you can currently play. You can play ranked online matches, which goes towards your division progress, online casual, which allows you to play co-op or solo against random players or friends for fun, offline local, which is pretty much a kickoff mode, and local training, which is a skill arena in which you can practice your shooting, your dribbling, and your skills. With UFL only having the licensing for players and a few real-life clubs, Strikerz has created a host of fictional teams for you to use offline. There are 29 squads available, with each of the fictional sides themed. For example, you can use a Premier League themed squad, a South American squad, or a La Liga squad alongside many more. To put the UFL gameplay to the test, I only played online ranked games to test myself against other players. Graphics wise, UFL is mediocre. Again, with FC 25 the dominant football game right now, I'm instantly comparing it to that, and graphics wise, FC 25 looks much better. But it's the gameplay that's currently coming under fire in FC 25, so when I first jumped into UFL, I instantly noticed differences to FC 25, both good and bad. Let's start with the good. Passing was a big win for me. I could play quick first-time passes to work the ball around the pitch with ease. The attacking AI really impressed me. There were always options available and open to receive the ball, while my wingers, attackers and fullbacks understood when to make the right runs forward. Long passing also impressed me. Unlike in FC 25, my long passes were direct and powerful, but one pass was extremely overpowered and it quickly became obvious that it was a broken mechanic. Switching play with an over-the-top through ball would 9 times out of 10 end up being a perfect pass, easily allowing me to escape any pressure from the opposition or start an attack. Apart from this and the odd bit of input delay, I thought passing was great. Shooting in UFL is also a lot of fun, and that comes down to the animations of the shooting mechanics. I was greeted with a variety of different shooting techniques whenever I took aim towards goal, with finesse shots, driven shots, regular shots and headers giving me new animations nearly every single time. In the UFL betas that I played, finesse shots were extremely overpowered, and even though I'd still call them the shooting meta, it's nowhere near as OP as it was before. As good as shooting was though, it was hard to ignore one of the worst parts of the game, and that was the goalkeepers. Honestly, I might as well have had no one in goal for the majority of my games, and the same can be said for the opposing keeper. Nearly every shot I had or conceded resulted in a goal. Unlike shooting animations, goalkeepers' dives look identical each time, and they always seem to dive too late with the ball already in the net before they even made a move. Sometimes the keeper wouldn't even react and the ball would just hit them. It was honestly quite funny at times, but one game in particular, I conceded 7 goals from 8 shots, so that did leave me a little bit frustrated. Now, I really wanted to enjoy UFL. I enjoyed playing the betas, but unfortunately, there were just some poor gameplay aspects that were just too glaring to ignore. I did not enjoy dribbling in UFL. It was extremely stiff and my players never seemed to have full control of the ball. Turning was also really slow, so when playing, I'd avoid trying to run with the ball and instead rely on the passing to work your way forward. Along with the dribbling, defending was also a tough part of the game to get used to. The only standing tackle animation seemed to be a forward lunge, so more than not, I'd miss the ball whenever I attempted tackles. There was also no way to really push players off the ball or challenge them when you're running alongside them, so tackling in general was difficult. The defensive AI wasn't terrible though. It was one of the parts of the game I was really worried about after having some poor experiences with it in the betas, but it has improved and my defenders did seem to use common sense more than not when it came to defending. I did experience a few bugs with the game during my first few hours of playing as well. There were some graphic issues where the substitute graphics would stay on screen. Commentary was also a fun little aspect of the game I enjoyed, with some pretty interesting and funny lines being dropped during the game that really caught my attention.
There were 2 cases, one in Japan and one in Norway, of record goals being scored from 58 metres out. Does that sound a bit short to be remarkable? What if I told you they were both headers?
And the Japan one is a record to this day. Keeper punts it out and the player headed it straight back at him. One bounce over the keeper and in. Imagine the force of that header.
Here comes the shot!
All in all, for a game that has been 8 years in the making, UFL neither exceeded or failed my expectations. There were some gameplay aspects I loved, while there were some I really disliked, but at the end of the day, the game is free and it offers solid competition for FC25 gameplay wise. If you aren't interested in licensing and the authentic side of football, then UFL is the obvious choice for you, but in my opinion, there's still work to be done both on and off the pitch. Strikerz has claimed more game modes will be coming to UFL in the future, something which I think is needed, as if you aren't too keen on playing its Ultimate Team game mode, there's not much here for you. But UFL is a fun football game and it's a great addition to the football gaming scene.